So the first one is put connection first. And there are a million reasons why to do this, but the big ones are they're your kids. You love their kids and you want them to feel that you love them. And so connection needs to really be at the core of our relationship. The second thing is that as loving parents, when your kids are having a hard time, you're going to want to help them. But you aren't likely to know about their hard problems if they don't share or feel that it's safe to share with you your hard feelings. And so to be close enough to them to help with the problems, we need to put connection first. And the last thing, of course, is that we want kids to feel like even and really particularly when they're struggling, that we can love them no matter where they are. And if their rooms are messy, their grades are less messy, their lives are messy. The way this book is structured is with not that much science, because that's really laid out in the self-driven child, and not a ton of a conversation, because that's really in our book, What Do You Say? But really with reflections and with exercises and questions you ask of yourself and you ask of your spouse or your partner and ask of your children. And so the connection starts with things like reflecting on for you as an adult. You can go through this exercise now for a moment in your head. Who do you feel closest to? When you're having a bad day or a rough patch or something that really is upsetting to you, who do you share that with? To reflect back on your relationship with your parents. When you screwed up or made a mistake or did something dishonest, how did they respond? How did that make you feel? Do you feel close to your parents now, yes or no? And how does that make you feel to have that close connection or not to have that close connection? So we really start reflecting on what connection means to us. Are you closer to one of your children than another? And then some exercises about how do we be more connected? What are the ways that you've noticed that your kids are more open to having conversations, right? When you're driving home from sports practice and the lights are out, or when they're finally have the day's work is done and they're snuggled up in bed and you go in to give them, kiss goodnight. And that's when they kind of blurt things out. For kids who don't really they have a lot of thoughts, but fewer words to share with you. Do you kind of break them down when you're out for a walk or when you're doing parallel play? Can you play video games with your kid? And that's when they kind of let words out. And it's important because few things are more painful for you as a loving parent than seeing that your kid could use a little more connection with you and you're not quite sure what to do or say. And when you do this, oh, just leave me alone anyway, or at least that's kind of what it feels like. And that's a hard place for you as a parent to be. And more so, it's a hard place for your kid to be.